This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Friday morning, the Ides of March, March 15th. I'm James Spann. Temperatures near record levels today and tomorrow and really over the weekend as this summer-like pattern rolls along. We'll check some of the Skycam shots around the Alpha Skycam network early this morning. And once again, some dense fog issues. That's the Skycam up in Fayette in northwest Alabama. You can see the fog is pretty thick there. But in Tuscaloosa, not too bad. That's looking down on Lurleen B. Wallace Boulevard from high atop the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse. And down at Gulf Shores, the fog has really been coming and going. At times, we have seen dense sea fog down there, but this morning, things look pretty good. Water vapor satellite shot. Things are, again, showing an active storm track way up north, up on the Canadian border. And down here, ridging is the story. And the upper ridge means just like June here instead of March. Look at the highs yesterday. Chicago hit 83. St. Louis at 85, and we're going to stay warm for a while, but it will be changing out west as a huge trough carves out there late in the weekend. There's a watch warning map. Things pretty quiet. Again, we've got a dense fog advisory for the southern two-thirds of Alabama and a few issues out west, and things will get cold and unsettled out west as we approach the weekend with that trough forming out there. Convective outlook for today. Got the standard slight risk from near Memphis up to about Evansville. And notice that large green area. That's where just, general storms could develop in a very moist, humid air mass over the eastern half of the country. But like summer, it'll be the pop-up splash and dash kind of stuff where you might see a pulse storm that produces some small hail for a brief time, then it just fades away in a heartbeat. And no tornado threat here. Tomorrow, there's a slight risk for places like Childress, Texas. And these days could be pretty active. Day 4 is Sunday. Day 5 is Monday for parts of the southern plains. And again, that could be a fairly significant severe weather setup. So the storm chasers will be out in full force over there on those days. And the rain for the next 5 days. This is valid through Monday evening of next week. And it's all the, scattered hit and miss kind of stuff like summer. So those maps not especially useful in situations like this, but every day there'll be some risk of a shower. This is the OZGFS valid at 1 o'clock this afternoon. You see the 582 flat ridge in place here. Down below that today, like yesterday. Very warm. A few pop-up storms this afternoon. And goodness, both the GFS and the NAM are at 84 today. And if we hit that, that ties the record high for this date. And that's 18 degrees above average. We should be at 66. Tomorrow, no change. Although the NAM, now this is the GFS, the NAM has been trying to be really bullish with rain tomorrow. I don't know. We're not going to buy into that. The GFS, I think, is better. It's more persistent. And the GFS is showing 84. Maybe a few scattered storms. Better chances north of here. Saturday, starting off the weekend, no real change. Low to mid-80s, partly sunny. Maybe a pop-up shower or storm. And Sunday looks pretty dry as the ridge begins to increase and the big trough develops out west. And again, we'll be in the 80s. And goodness, look at the snow out west. Very low thickness values all the way down into Southern California. Wow, very cold and unsettled out there. In fact, let's look at Monday. Look at the trough in the west, in the ridge, in the east. So while we are warm and dry, the west is cold and unsettled. There's the surface chart. And, of course, in that battleground, you've got potential for severe weather across the southern plain states. Texas, Oklahoma, maybe in Kansas. But around here, the chance of rain looks small. Low to mid-80s, same deal, up there near record territory. Tuesday, that band of storms getting a little closer, but it's just a very slow progression. Will be dry. There's Wednesday. Hey, storms getting closer. And Thursday of next week, the GFS showing a deep upper low that is near Shreveport. And it's got the band of showers and storms slowly moving in here. So we'll see if that plays out. If it does, then we can increase the chance of rain by the end of next week. And then this is Friday morning, the 23rd at 7 a.m., showing showers and storms in here. So just maybe we'll see some increased rain opportunities toward the end of next week. But again, no cold air. The cold air is trapped up in Canada, but man, it's cold up there. That's a 1,048 millibar high over the Northwest Territories. Very cold. We'll check the end of the forecast, March 30th. No change of zonal flow. The core of the westerlies a bit north of here. And again, warm, maybe a few widely scattered showers, but nothing for the rest of the month to show any severe weather opportunities on a widespread basis. Flooding, late season freeze, nothing like that showing up for now. Between now and the end of this month. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And don't forget to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.
The first thing you've got to understand, you cannot rely on an outdoor siren. You cannot hear those inside a home, a building, a church. It won't work. You've got to get something inside your house. That's a weather radio. Or maybe a smartphone app. We work with a company that's developed a wonderful weather radio app for Android phones and iPhones. It knows where you are, and if you're in a tornado warning polygon, you get the warning. And if you're not, you don't. It's an effective device, and it's a great way to be sure you get the warning.